Well, let's get to it then. Welcome to Guess the Metacritic Score with Baer and Northernlion, everybody. We are gonna have a little simpler this time around as compared to our Rotten Tomatoes game, as we're only gonna have to guess one score instead of both the audience score and the official critics review score.
I love that because the critics score is understandable, but audience scores for video games are out of control.
Well, it's not even just video games. It's like I think
Oh, it's
of
everything. Okay.
you know the Please Don't Destroy SNL crew,
Yes.
those sketch comedy kids. They put out their movie that has, I believe, like a 35% critics score on Rotten Tomatoes now, but it's like a 92 audience score. So it's just the spectrum.
Is it directed by
vast.
Zack Snyder?
Judd Apatow, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
well.
But
All
yeah,
right,
so
I'm going to ask you for the same thing I asked last time. Would you allow me to have Wikipedia open for the media property in question we're guessing the score of?
I'll actually be doing the same this time. I've got my little Wikipedia section open on my screen too. So
just so my audience has something to look at.
Yeah, pretty much the same justification here. And like we're doing that knowing full well that the little synopsis in the bottom does kind of contain some spoilers. But honestly, so the first one I'm going to pull up for you, might as well go ahead and pull this up now, is Balan Wonderworld. And down the bottom, it says the game received generally negative reviews and underperformed commercials.
I won't scroll.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that information is stuff we know already. It's like almost always that paragraph is not going to reveal anything new to us. So I feel like it's not against the spirit of the game to do that.
Okay.
I can also just like scroll a little bit further into the screen, and that way that paragraph's removed.
You know what? Let me hit you with a little Control Plus.
There you go.
Control Plus. Perfect.
It's not even a problem anymore. And I feel like I'm forgetting one more thing, but I don't think I am. I think we're good. Oh, one last thing is that is no Price is Right rule. So it's just whoever's closest.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if it's higher
Understandable.
Or lower. All right, let's do it, man. Starting off with
Balan
Wonderworld. Yeah, you remember this one, right?
Can I tell you something? I know nothing about this, except I think, wasn't this made by a game designer who is famous for another game?
Director Yuji Naka, if I'm going on. He was the co-creator of the Sonic the Hedgehog series. So yeah, you could say that.
Okay.
One could say that about Balan Wonderworld.
The other thing I know about it is that it was like a colossal failure, or at least was mercilessly mocked.
As the Wikipedia describes, it was a commercially unsuccessful product.
I also am, I don't think this is a rare take. I know it's not going to be the majority take though, so I'm falling on the sword for this one. I've never liked a 3D Sonic game in my entire life, and I've never really liked a 2D Sonic game.
Really? That surprises me, dude. The original Sonic games I still fuck with. Like, I could still have a great time playing some Sonic 2.
I feel like in Mario, maybe it's because I grew up just playing Mario. So I'm like, he moves at like a normal speed. I can see obstacles are coming. I can make a plan in my head and like do it. And Sonic, I'm just running, and then I hit something, and then I'm running, and then I hit something. And I never get any momentum. I never get into my flow state.
I wanted to lead to the defense of Sonic, but that isn't inaccurate. Like, that is what happens. And like, I guess part of the appeal of Sonic, at least for me, was like learning the layout of the levels, so that when I went back to them later, I could fly through them, realizing like where I was going and like having a bit of a plan for it. But there is still absolutely the element of the part about this that's supposed to be fun is almost always interrupted by just an enemy or an obstacle that you couldn't see off screen because you were going a billion miles an hour.
Yeah, and I'd like get to the loop and not have enough speed, and then Sonic would like turn around halfway up the loop.
Yeah, and they would turn and look at you like you're the idiot. Like, what are you doing, man? You don't understand.
I'm like, I know I gotta go fast, but I don't know. Anyway, I gotta start. I think this was like one of the worst reviewed games of 2021.
Yeah.
This is different than Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is easy because you just get the vibe of like whether or not something was likable. Metacritic, you're getting actually numbered scores, which is tough because like a lot of websites don't use the whole scale, like they have reasons they'll never give a game a perfect score, and they have reasons they'll never give a game like a 10.
You're stingy. So I'm going to say that's why we always say 6 and 7s. It's the mean for a reason.
It's good if you're a fan of the genre.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be at the very lowest end of consensus
What
maligned.
is that though? That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out here. I feel like maybe that's what we're establishing with this.
I think it's a 36.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna go 12, and I think I'm gonna stick with that.
Whoa!
I'm trying it out, dude. I'm feeling like this is gonna be our experimental run here, and then
Holy cow,
we'll
a
establish a
12?
bar from this point. So you're gonna say a 36,
It was 36.
and Elle's guessing a 36. We'll lock that in, and Baer is gonna put this one at a 12. All right. So that means we're heading over to the Metacritic tab. We're searching Balan Wonderworld. Holy cow. I cannot believe it.
Is this right? 51?
51. Okay. I have got to completely realign my parameters, dude. I'm glad that
12
this at
is
least
really,
only counts for one miss, but oh, yikes. Wow.
36 is low, but 12 is like, that's really low. I mean, 51 is really low.
Well, like I wanted this to like, well, this has done the perfect job of doing this for me. Actually, is making me realize what Metacritic considers bad in the video game world. And sure enough, yeah, this for Balan Wonderworld to be at a 51, I am shocked. So,
by the way, this is why I hate user reviews on every website.
yeah,
Wongo. This game legitimately is fun. They give it a 10. It's way better than a lot of reviews indicate. It's more like a 7 or an 8, but I'm going 10 to counteract the negative review bombing, which was only done to counteract the positive review bombing.
F you stupid corporate S, accept the crap game for what it is, says Kiech with a 0 out of 10. So yeah, you know,
0 out of corporate game. Even though Balan Wonderworld went woke, bro.
Can't help it. All right, that's a point for Ryan. So yeah, I'll just run down the list, I guess. I don't have too many.
Yeah, please do.
We'll see what we can do here. So I got one that I figure is probably going to spawn a very interesting discussion. Let's go with No Man's Sky.
Okay, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
No Man's Sky. I played this.
I played quite a bit of this.
You played quite a bit of this?
Yeah. I played I played enough when it first came out to, you know, like gauge how it is, and back then was terrible. But I have played this multiple times after multiple updates since, and it's a very good game now. Like it is fully transformed to the point where it's just fun and good at this point.
This is not a knock on you at all, but this sentence is like how I know that this game is not for me. The game is built around 5 pillars.
Yep.
Exploration, survival, combat, trading, and base building. With the possible exception of combat sometimes, these are like 5 things I hate to see in every game that I play.
That they are almost always in every game you play as well, which might have a little something to do with it.
Especially all of them, but especially exploration and base building.
Yeah.
It just doesn't interest me.
Well, no, I mean, there's versions of that, like, well, not even necessarily base building, but I heard you talking about Death Stranding the other day, and the fact that like there were actually like interesting mechanics at play there, and I think that's kind of base building, where like you're you know putting up the travel structures, and like even like leveling up your gear is kind of survival as well. So I mean, there's kind of an argument to be made there. It just has to be interesting, you know. It has to be presented in an engaging way, and not just be like, you know, like fucking punch a tree to get wood and then use the wood to make an axe and all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like stuff you've done many times before.
Yeah. Someone is asking if it's the current Metacritic score or the release date score. We're guessing the current one, because I don't think there's really a way for us to guess the release date score unless we like use the Wayback Machine or something.
Yeah, I think that's why this is an interesting one, because I'm pretty sure, I bet No Man's Sky had like probably in the low 70s if I had to guess when it came out. It was definitely a disappointment, but I feel like a lot of that came from the user side, and critics are more like maybe it didn't deliver on its promises, but it's still interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's like in the 80s, recently, if not maybe even a little bit higher. Like it seems like they kind of like drew the rest of the elephant, right? Is that the metaphor?
Yeah, I think that one works too. Well, I guess I got to hit you with the first guess here since you guessed first on the last one. I'm pretty much with you on that, and I might even steal your guess, essentially. I want to go with like an 81 here for No Man's Sky. I feel pretty good about that. How you doing?
It's really, so this is a gut check. Do I think that websites updated their reviews after the
100%.
game got better?
Dude, the clicks, are you
I
kidding
do
me?
think
For every single update? Absolutely.
I think you're right. I think they did. I'm again, it's a gentleman's agreement. I could hit you with an 80 or I could hit you with an 82.
Yeah.
What I was originally thinking was 86, so I'm going to stick with 86.
I like it. Baer's guess is an 81. Ryan's guess is an 86. Now pulling up No Man's Sky. I guess it'd just be Beyond, right? Would be since it's the latest update. Or is this? Oh, this is the? I think that's the expansion specifically. Hold on,
that's the PlayStation 4 version. No Man's Sky.
This goddamn ad is blocking the search bar, dude.
Are you claiming your 50 free spins on Thunderstruck Wild Lightning slots from Luxury Casino?
Okay. The full game for No Man's Sky, released on August 9th, 2016, currently sitting at a Metascore of 71. User score generally unfavorable at 4.9. That's really surprising. I suppose. No. Actually, it shouldn't be because that's still maintaining all the ones from the beginning, right? So it's working its way back up from like a 2.0 user score, probably.
Man, I don't know shit about video games.
Yeah, I think that's what I was aiming to prove through the course of this game. So glad we're off to a good start there.
Holy.
Oh, 1-1. I definitely feel like I have a better chance of at least being competitive with you in this version of this game, though. All right. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and just go right down the quick list of what we put together.
It's crazy this game's on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, that's weird. Wasn't it like pretty quickly, too? Oh, no, it came out on the Switch in like 2022. Okay. All right. Let's go with Subnautica.
Oh, brother. Okay. Subnautica.
What's your Subnautica experience?
It's No Man's Sky, but underwater.
Yeah, pretty much.
If survival crafting games have an enemy, it is me. But Subnautica, I really enjoyed like probably the first the start of the game, and then when you you build your base underwater and like a few tunnels.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is awesome. And then you get the glider, the underwater glider, and I was like, this is amazing. Then I built the big sub and it kind of lost me. I think that's where I was at that point. Instead of being like, I'm experiencing the wonder of the ocean, I was like, I'm out here scrounging for, X material.
You're back
like
in the loop.
Yeah. And then a couple of times it glitched on me. So I basically, I can't remember. I think we had to like mod in with the console menu, like a tablet that I needed to get to the end of the game or something like that.
Yeah.
But overall, I liked it. I maybe don't like it as much as the average person.
Yeah, that's fair.
How about you?
I loved it. I played the whole thing. It was one of my favorite games that we played that year. But then I went back to the expansion, and I'm a little ashamed of it, but I was too scared. I could not handle it, dude.
It's scary.
I got a little thalassophobia for sure, and like it's immersive. It feels the way it intends for you, or it makes you feel the way it intends to make you feel. And man, I couldn't do it, dude. I couldn't even play the expansion. It was too scary, too spooky.
I feel like I definitely got scared a few times. But
I mean,
I'm going to call this one, I'm going to say this is an 88. I think that when it originally came out for the PC, it was beloved, maybe had some bugs that kept it from being in the 9s for traditional reviewing outlets. Yeah. I think I'm 88.
That is up there, dude. I feel kind of like I'm not being as bold as I ought to be, but I actually feel very strong about my previous guess for this one as well. I'm going to go with an 81.
81, okay.
Too.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Pulling up Subnautica. The original release.
And make sure it's the PC version. I don't want to see it on Xbox.
It's on PC.
Where it's got a 99 because it has no other games.
This one person reviewed it for XboxFangamer.com. Generally favorable. A Metascore of 87. Nearly nailed it with the 88, man. Well done. That's a point for Ryan.
See, I'm not taking issue with this particular website, okay? Subnautica is hands down the best survival game I've ever experienced. You gave it a 95?
Yeah, that
can we go nuts on the table and say if it's the best I've ever played in this genre, we can just give it 100?
Yeah, exactly. You've set your parameters now, and you better abide by them. Damn it! No one's ever going to trust CD action reviews again.
Okay, I said I'm not taking issue with the outlet. I'm just saying.
You out there in chat, CD, get your shit together.
I worry sometimes that there's critics who are like, if I give something 100, the reader will be like, that it can't possibly be perfect because nothing is perfect. So they dock like 5. It gives to me the appearance of docking 5 points just to maintain some like critics' legitimacy, which I think is cowardice. But maybe that's not what they're doing. Maybe it crashed 6 times for them or something like that, which is fair.
How about Duke Nukem Forever?
Okay, now this
back into the other end of the spectrum.
This is ass.
Yeah,
Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh God, whoops! I accidentally sized the text. I almost just want to leave this like this for a minute. As Duke Nukem Forever, the words are now occupying about 80% of my screen space.
You know the Shigeru Miyamoto quote that's like, a delayed game is or a bad game is bad forever. A delayed game is eventually good. This is like the exception that proves the rule.
Well, no one ever finishes that quote. He says, except for Duke Nukem Forever.
People may not know this. I don't know how old you are. Duke Nukem Forever was like the classic example of like abandonware. It was announced in like 2002 or something like that, and it took 10 years to make. It died and was abandoned 8 times along the way, then eventually came out and was so much worse than even the biggest haters could have possibly imagined, in my personal opinion. I did play the demo for Duke Nukem Forever just before the game actually came out, and I was like, this is definitely pure ass, and is straight up like not worth my time at all. I'm gonna give it a, because I think back in 2011 there were still a lot of guys who might have resonated with Duke Nukem, been working in the industry.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's gonna be a high score, but I think it's gonna be higher than I personally would give it. I would put it at I'm gonna say a 52.
Okay. Slightly higher than Balan. Duke Nukem Forever began development under 3D Realms and underwent a, quote, severely protracted development that lasted more than 14 years. Initially announced in 1997.
This sentence is so good. It was delayed several times, which was attributed to engine changes, understaffing, and a lack of a development plan. It's like everything that could possibly go wrong.
Which was attributed to gestures broadly at everything.
Oh, man.
All right, you went 52, right?
52.
52 for Duke Nukem Forever. Oh, boy, man. I mean, my Balan guess certainly straightened me out a little bit, but I also do feel like this one could have been lower than Balan. I'm going to go with a 44.
44 versus 52.
Yeah. Right.
As a little preview for you, Duke Nukem Forever received mostly unfavorable reviews, with criticism for its graphics, dated humor and story, simplistic mechanics, and unpolished performance and design. Once again, every element of a game that you could possibly criticize.
Correct. Oh, boy. Close one here, man. Duke Nukem Forever released in June 2011 on the Xbox 360, sitting at a generally unfavorable Metascore of 49.
Ooh.
Again, 3 away from Ryan's, 5 away from mine, so you just squeak by with that point. Hot damn.
I'll take it.
All right. You got one that you want to put out there?
Let me think.
Yeah.
Let me think about
Give the noodle a stir.
Trying to think. You know what? It's just I'm throwing this out based on nothing at all.
Sure.
Maybe because I'm interested. Well, when did Metacritic come to be?
That actually is a question I find myself asking a lot through the course of thinking of options for this. Because, yeah, I don't know if... Not only that, I'm not sure if all the games that I would be curious to find the Metacritic score of actually have enough reviews to have gotten a Metacritic score. So...
Okay, they're saying 2001.
Oh, really?
In that case,
oh my God.
let's give this a chance. Let's do Perfect Dark Zero for the Xbox 360.
Oh, man, here we go. Oh, that's a fun one. All right, Perfect Dark Zero. Have you ever played a
Perfect Dark
minimal
Zero?
amount of Perfect Dark? I don't know if I played Perfect Dark Zero. Was that the second one, or was that just the full name of the first game?
That is the second one.
That's the second one. Okay, I don't.
You
think
can
I
tell
played
from the Zero subtitle.
Right? Yeah, of course. 2005. God damn. Yeah, no, I remember this
launch
cover
title.
art too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the story of the game follows Joanna Dark, a bounty hunter working with her father and a computer hacker. Yeah. So yeah, I've got minimal exposure to this. Was this a launch title?
It was a launch
It was
title.
a launch title for
I
the
never
360,
played it. I got my Xbox 360 like 2 years later.
Mm-hmm. Dude, this just seems like the perfect 7 out of 10 game. I think I'm just going to go ahead and swing for the fences with that. I'm going to call it a 70.
You're going to call it a 70
because
even.
this is just like, it's enough, you know, like it'll get fans of the series. It'll look good in the ads for the 360. It's enough. And we'll give that a 70 on the board.
You notice she has a star tattooed on her neck?
She does. Yeah, I didn't notice that. Did she have that in the first game?
I don't think you ever see her.
Oh, that's a different direction.
So I never played Perfect Dark Zero. But I do recall that when Perfect Dark Zero came out, it was immediately considered inferior to the original, or at least not a worthy successor.
Okay.
But also, I feel like the launch titles for consoles in this generation were like kind of cooked. So I feel like this might have been like the killer app when the 360 launched, which is kind of crazy. You ever realize that when the PlayStation 2 came out, for like 6 months, the best game on it was Fantavision, a puzzle game where
and we act like it's a
you
new
blow
thing
up fireworks
for like new consoles to have shit libraries when they first launch. It's like this has always been the case, dude. Like there's never good games right away.
It usually takes a while. The PS5, it's only 6 years old. It can still get there.
Yeah, Switch is making its way gradually after 7, right?
I remember one of my friends got an Xbox 360 when it launched. He played Call of Duty 2 and then like a Need for Speed underground game that had a mocapped. Do you know who Brooke Burke is?
No.
She's the host of Ease Wild On.
Okay.
She was like in the game.
Brooke Burke. Okay.
Even then, like at age 17 or something, I was like, this is not ready.
Yeah.
But then he lost his mind when Oblivion came out. But anyway, I think you're on the right track. I think reviewers would be like, compared to the other stuff that's available at this juncture, this is going to be in the 7s, I think. Yeah. I'm going to take it a little higher. I'm going to take it to a 75.
Sure.
I think people are going to, when this came out, giving a game a 7 was like taking it out back and shooting it in the head.
Yeah, I had said 6 and 7s before, but it's more 7s and 8s, where 7s are, you know, like you better be fucking careful. Exactly.
Perfect. So I'm going to say a 75.
Zero. All right, sounds good. Perfect Dark Zero, released November 2005 on the Xbox 360, currently sits at a generally favorable Metascore of 81.
81?
81. Wow.
That's how you know that reviews have gotten like harder.
Yeah.
Because nobody talks about this game ever.
Based on
also, look
reviews.
at the image, man. Is that
that's 1,000% that someone took a photo of the game sitting on their counter
so
and then they
good.
photoshopped in the 360 banner on top.
Also, I love that it's Xbox 360 Platinum Hits, which means it sold like 1 million copies or
Yeah,
something.
dude.
But
Holy
then this
cow.
is the limited collector's edition. It's like,
Ah,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
one of the most popular games on the platform, but this is a limited
It's
edition version of
special.
it.
You better get it now. You got some 10 out of 10s on this bad boy, dude. It's triumphant visuals, amazing sound and music, tense and engaging
Triumphant
storyline,
visuals.
fabulous array of weapons and gadgets. I mean, sheesh. Yeah, people really like this one, apparently.
Oh man, what is a triumphant visual?
I mean, in the day, maybe. I mean, hold on. I want to pull up like a perfect dark zero images. I literally Googled images. Oh yeah, that wow.
Triumphant, you think?
It certainly seems that way. That is next level.
Dude,
Well, I
some of
think
these
actually
reviews
they're
are
getting to the
incredible.
next level by having killed these people. Is this? Do you even play as the lady?
I believe so.
Because I got a screenshot of someone in their first person view looking at her.
Maybe that's multiplayer. Wait,
Yeah.
do you see this review from B-Bog? What TF is this? They managed to turn one of the greatest games on the N64 into just another generic FPS.
Aw.
Joanna Dark looks like a cheap prostitute.
Sheesh.
Does she really? I mean,
A triumphant cheap prostitute.
you can only yeah, exactly. You can only see like, well, like an eighth of her face or something on the
Stands
image here.
as an
Seems,
example.
bro, she's just doing her job.
For the games Rare put out under Microsoft that lack any originality, charm, and soul. Goddamn corporate overlords got him again, dude.
Me when my sequel launching on the Microsoft console is corporate. Storyline is kind of a joke. Exceedingly bad aiming.
Oh boy.
Things have a cool, sleek look to them, which is nice, but some things shimmer. That shouldn't. This review is from 2017. It says
What
maybe
the
pick it up. Maybe pick it up for a couple of bucks if you're bored.
I
This
think
game
that's
was-
maybe the only way you can get it at this point.
It's 12 years old by the time you wrote the review, man.
Yeah, goddamn, dude. All right. I got another one on the list that I think will be interesting. Bioshock Infinite.
Now this is an interesting one.
Mm-hmm. I'm honestly not 100% sure where I want to land on it.
My perception of Bioshock Infinite is that when it came out, it was video games are art has been proven.
That was definitely the discourse at the time, yeah.
This is the greatest game ever made.
If we were doing roundtable back then, this would be the topic every week.
And then a week later, everybody was like, the whole franchise is cooked and we hate it.
Yes.
It was like one of the fastest reversals of public consensus I think I can recall, at least.
Well, it also came on the heels of one of the biggest hype machines that we had seen in a long time. Like it was like Fable, and then this. It feels like it was like these are the two fucking like revolutionary releases.
Yeah, I can't believe it's 11 years old.
Yeah, that's weird. I liked this game for what it's worth. I don't know if you even played it. I played the whole thing. It was pretty fun.
It's the only one I've played of these is really Subnautica.
Yeah. That's
sorry, I've only been streaming for like 12 years or something.
You'll get to it. I assume, having reflected on it a little bit now, this was probably reviewed very well. Like it's even more so one of those games where the fan base was going to leap down the publishers or the reviewers' throats if they didn't, like treat their baby right. I want to put this in like the 80s, man. I want to go with like an 86. 86 for Bioshock Infinite.
This is crazy. I'm gonna take you even higher.
Wow.
We have to set like an upper bound, okay? Like, no disrespect, because I would be exactly the same if I worked as like a traditional reviewer. But like, it's very rare for like a new game to get a 98. The only thing that gets like a consensus 98 is like one of the best games of all time gets remade. And people are like, I know that no one's going to be like mad that I gave the Ocarina of Time remake a 10.
Yeah.
So I feel like 96 is like the highest it gets for 99.9% of like modern
universally
releases.
beloved stuff, yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm going to pull it down a little bit below that. I'm going to put this at a 93.
93.
I
Jeez.
think that the critics anointed this, and then cynicism took over. Now I haven't played it myself, so
Yeah.
I don't know who's right. Probably the cynics is what I would guess.
I
But
mean, it's a safe bet, dude. Man, I don't want you to be running away with this like this early on,
oh
but
no,
this is ridiculous. Bioshock Infinite, released March 2013, universal acclaim, Metacritic must play with a score of 94.
94.
94.
What did I say?
It gives you another point with your guess of 93.
Holy.
He's got his finger on the pulse of an entire generation.
94 is really high.
It's
I don't know why
really
these
high,
guys
dude.
holding this guy's holding a gun like right at my face.
8.6 on 10,000 user ratings. This was even more popular than I thought, man. This game blew up. It did have the hype.
Holy God. This, people feel very strongly about Bioshock Infinite one way or the other. That's for sure.
Except for Hock Bickler. I have mixed feelings. It's beautifully made, but for some reason, the emotions I got from it were not as strong as with Rapture. It didn't resonate. I mean, Bioshock, the original game, I'm honestly curious to see if the original Bioshock is rated higher. Because I think that game is better than Infinite.
I played the Bioshock demo on Xbox 360 like 30 times as a kid.
Damn.
And then I didn't play it when it came out because it cost money.
Yeah.
And then I tried to play it on a stream 7 years ago, and the PC version just crashed endlessly because I guess like it was built for Windows Vista or something like that, and it just doesn't work anymore.
Right. That's a bummer.
I feel like there's not to knock Bioshock necessarily because I have so little experience with it, but I feel like game narratives have gotten more sophisticated in a very, very short period of time.
Even
like Bioshock,
more so like very recently, I think, have taken like basically post God of
like
War.
20 post Bioshock Infinite, apparently.
Oh, even that far back.
Like I feel like Bioshock was like the most literate AAA release that ever happened up to that point. It had like Ayn Rand references in it and Art Deco architecture, and you're like, wow, video games are really art. Nowadays, you would be, I mean, things just change and they go into style and they come out of fashion. But if you were like walking through a first person shooter video game and there was like environmental storytelling on the walls that's like, you know, Rapture is not real, you would roll your eyes.
Right. I mean, that's just the expectation now, but that was established, like you're saying, like by this series of releases back in the day.
Yeah, I guess so.
You got one you want to do? I got one rattling around my brain, actually, that for some reason I am just stuck on. Fusion Frenzy.
Okay.
Which I think was released post 2001.
Yeah, that seems like a 2000 and literally a 2002 banger in my head.
Oh, it's actually 2001. 2001 on the Xbox.
I'm sure they got reviews
we'll find
for
out,
Fusion Frenzy.
This will be a good
Because do you have the same experience with Fusion Frenzy where
I feel like everybody has the same experience with Fusion Frenzy.
When I bought my Xbox, there was like it came with Halo and also a demo disc for Fusion Frenzy or something.
That's the thing. It was what I was going to say is like everybody just ended up with it. No one knows how they got Fusion Frenzy, but everybody's got it.
I never purchased Fusion Frenzy, but I played so much of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Twisted System is one of the greatest Mario Party type games of all time, where you climb the tower and then like you either have to duck or jump.
Yep.
But I know about Fusion Frenzy. I know that it is well liked by the audience, but was maligned by critics at the time of its release.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that. I also didn't realize they made a sequel.
Fusion Frenzy 2 on even the more hated.
It looks terrible just based on the box art.
I feel like Fusion Frenzy at release probably got like I'm going to say it was like at a 67. 67 on Metacritic.
That's even higher than I'm wanting to go for it. But I think I'm going to try to change up my approach here and maybe go against my initial instinct since it's not been serving me well so far. Let me go with like, maybe this is the wrong time to do it, but I'm going to say like a 74.
74. Okay.
Yeah, still pretty mediocre, but you know, I feel like we're still back in that era where they weren't.
You couldn't give a game a 6.
Yeah, you're not willing to be as critical because you know it's a game, and it was probably free. I think for a lot of people too. I think it was like a built-in.
That takes the sting out of it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll test our database here and see if. Oh, sure enough, they've actually got a listing for it.
What, 100 Fusion Frenzy sweep?
This is upsetting.
I can't even find Fusion Frenzy.
Fusion Frenzy on the original Xbox, released November 2001, sits at a mixed or average Metascore of 70, meaning that you beat me by a goddamn 1, and you get the point, as your guess was 67 and mine was 74.
What can I say?
I hate it.
I know Fusion Frenzy.
Apparently.
This is kind of my era. I genuinely, I swear it to you, I went to school from 9th grade to at least 11th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Went to school, would come home, and like just go to Rotten Tomatoes or Metacritic.
Yeah.
And just look at it, just browse when you used to just browse the internet. And then I would just be like, you know, it just, the information just gets kind of rolled up into your brain, and you don't remember the exact number, but it kind of sticks in there.
Do you recognize that you are an anomaly as far as your ability to retain information?
I think that what happened is that everybody else was like out having fun. So then I would just be like playing NHL 2K4, and then like when the opponent paused, I would just be like, oh, I wonder what this game has on Metacritic, and type like, you know, MX versus ATV Unleashed into Metacritic.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You don't want that's going to be.
You remember that one, right? Yeah, you
that's
remember that
77. It might even be in the low 80s, honestly.
Well, here, let me find out. MX versus ATV Unleashed. Low 80s is very close. Yeah, 79. All right. Well, glad we didn't do that one. You got anything you want to go for?
Yes.
All right.
The original Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
The most photorealistic game that has ever been released in history.
Absolutely. Excellent choice. Okay, so I know you've played plenty of Splinter Cell. How much of the original Splinter Cell, though, did you play?
I bought it. It was originally an Xbox exclusive, and then I think later it became multi-platform. And there were huge debates, because I only had a PS2 at the time. There were huge debates over which version was the best. And the Xbox version won because of the lights on the dude's freaking head, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, no,
like the PS2 just couldn't handle the 3 green lights on top of Sam Fisher's head.
They were really processor intense.
I didn't have the patience to beat it, though. I think I only beat like a few levels, and then I was like, screw this, I'm going back to Madden.
This was one of my favorite franchises as a kid. Full stop.
It's a great game.
I think that a lot of the way that I played other games was influenced by the Splinter Cell franchise. Like, I think the reason that I approach every outpost in Far Cry with the full intent of not being discovered by a single person is Splinter Cell based, because I had so much fun doing that in these games. Like, it scratched so many itches for me of being able to be a sneaky boy, never discovered, accomplish the objective, and get the hell out of there. It was like such a good time.
And I can't stress enough how good it looked. At the time, it was like better than real life. This is the triumphant visuals.
Yes.
They had real shadows in this.
This was one of the games that put Ubisoft on the map, I think. I'm trying to remember before this, they put out like, hold on, I'm checking a game catalog now.
I can't think of a huge Ubisoft
Well,
game
it was
from
like it was
before
Prince
this.
of Persia after that, and then of course Far Cry came in 2005. I think this was the first one. Yeah.
Rayman, yeah, but only that like one kid in class who would like chew on his sleeve was playing Rayman.
Yeah.
Back in
I
the
mean,
day.
that's certainly.
I'm sorry for the personal attack, but you would be like, hey, you were talking to your friends about like Super Mario 64, and then some kid would be like, hey, have you played Rayman 2?
Yeah.
You're like, they won, okay? Rayman is like a cult classic now, but at the
Right.
time we were like, get a load of this guy.
I think I had
Let me go
guess.
first on this one to
Yeah,
put you
got it.
in an advantageous position.
For sure.
I recall, and let's just say that we're going to go with the Xbox version because that was the original one.
Yeah.
Because I can't be held responsible for like if you click on the Nokia N-Gage port. I remember this being perhaps after Halo, the must-own console exclusive when it was exclusive. I remember it being a critical darling.
Yes.
I believe that this will be at 92. 92.
Oh boy. I feel you've put me in dire straits. I wanted to go 88. But now you have me rethinking it. Now you have me thinking it's going to earn one of those Metacritic must play badges. Oh God.
Look at those god rays on the cover, man.
Yeah. Triumphant. You got a 92 locked in there. Let me go with I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to go bold again. Let me go with a 95.
You know what? I think that's a good play.
I think so too. Let's find
I can't think of what you would criticize. I'm not saying it's a perfect game, but I can't think of what you would criticize Splinter Cell for.
Yeah. I'm outraged. I am.
Oh no.
I am livid. I can't believe this is happening. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell released November 2002 on the original Xbox. This is the Xbox page. Universal acclaim. Metacritic must play. 93.
93.
2 points away from my guess. 1 point away from yours. Ryan gets the point again, for God's sake.
Yo, why are you biting his lips like that, though?
He do be biting.
He just needs
something else, dude.
He needs the backwards hat. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. But keep the goggles.
This review from Rewired Mind. My surroundings are resplendent, yet my path to success lies in shrouding them with darkness. True.
Little friggin' G4 TV review, dude.
Didn't do so well on the Game Boy Advance. Only a 77 on the Game Boy Advance.
Ooh, rough. This is the reason why you bought an Xbox. Man, I was feeling so good about that 95 guess, too. Only loses to the 92. All right.
Oh, dude, they were firing shots. Splinter Cell's low-key approach to plot development is a refreshing change for those of us who would rather play our games than watch them, like Metal Gear Solid 2, for that matter.
Just straight up naming names. Oh, snap. Hideo reads these, dude. Don't they know that?
Team Xbox has joined the side of the Splinter Cell Stealth Wars on the side of Splinter Cell.
Fearless. All right. That was a good guess, or a good game to guess. I'm trying to come up with a suitable follow-up here. You got me going different directions with it. Here's a wild card for you.
Mm-hmm.
Madden 2014.
Oh man. Okay, this is a great. You put me on the back foot. Okay, let me give you my. I can't even find it on Wikipedia. I got 13. I got 11. Hang on. I got to go to it's like finding out who became like the next Secretary Treasury.
Yeah.
Like I got to go like preceded by.
Was it? It must have been called Madden 14 because I'm getting 10, 12, 13, 15, but no 14.
Oh, it's called Madden NFL 25.
Oh, this just
it must be the
happened
25th anniversary.
How weird that I selected that. Well, you know what? Let's go with that. Yeah, Madden 25.
Okay. So here's my understanding of Madden.
Yeah.
As I see it. As a youngster, as like a teenager, Madden was consistent but it was consistently pretty good.
Yes.
They bought their way to the top by buying the license and thus pushing 2K out.
Correct.
But you were like, that's the inferior football game, but it's still like pretty good.
Yeah.
But then at some point,
Raiders,
they
welcome.
ruined it, right? And then like Madden has since become inconsistent or consistently bad every year.
That's pretty much the game I'm playing here, because I feel like Madden games are pretty easy to rate, or at least like guess the ratings for, but we have to determine at what point fan favor was lost, right? Because like if you look at like any of the latest 2K releases, like NBA 2K or something like that on Steam, overwhelmingly negative reviews for like every year's release. It's just like consistently bad. But that happened at some point. There was a time where people were just sort of willing to accept the slop fed to them every year with this franchise.
Yeah, because you're, dude, the rookies, I gotta play as the rookies.
Yeah.
In free agency, Clinton Portis is on Washington now.
Like, it was so easy to take that bait, but then folks, I mean, I don't want to say they wised up because they're still buying the fucking game, but yeah, I think this might have been around that threshold. I feel like it's not going to be like a tank in the score, but it is at least going to impact it in a notable way. And I think for that reason, I am out. No, okay. for that reason, I will go with a 71.
Okay, you put me in a tough spot on that one. So I think that they also their critical fall off has coincided with the rise of basically the games are just designed to sell you packs.
Yeah.
I feel like 2013 is like a little too early. Like people were still inoculated against microtransactions to some extent. They were like, people were buying CSGO crates and keys, but I feel like Ultimate Team hadn't become like, the scourge of the industry.
This was like peak crates years.
Peak crates years,
2014, 2015.
I feel like now is peak crates years.
Really?
Maybe it's my conspiracy theory, but I feel like the reason we don't hear about it as much now is because it's normalized. People are like, you get into the gacha game and you just expect to be pulling,
I'm thinking
doing
like
100 pulls a week or something.
Back when like the streamers were like running the scams for the CSGO boxes and that kind of thing. Like, was that like...
That was definitely this era, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be lower than I expect because I'm reading the synopsis and it says it's a launch title for the PS4 and the Xbox One. I feel like one of the heuristics is that like launch sports games, it always takes them like a couple of years to find their footing on the modern consoles.
Right.
But you said 71?
I said 71. And I'm praying you give me one here because yet again, it's becoming a very quick runaway.
I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say this is pre-super fall off. Because now I think they probably end up in like the 60s or the 50s most years. Probably. I'm going to say this was just before that. I'm going to say 75.
75, all right. I can't help but feel like you might have gotten this one too, because I think we're about right in our analysis, and that this might have been just like right before this all started to collapse on them. Oh my God. I'm pretty surprised by the result here for Madden 25, released on the Xbox 360 August 2013. A generally favorable Metascore of 80. 80. That's up there, man. Maybe it had something to do with the 25 thing. Maybe there were like unique features for this game that elevated it a little bit. Maybe people like it more, but yep, sure enough. Another point for Ryan.
It only had a 39 on the iPad, though.
Oh, well, okay. Balance in all things, I guess. You ever fucking play Madden on an iPad, dude? I wonder if that's...
Can you imagine?
It can't be good today, let alone 10 years ago.
Spoiler alert, this review contains spoilers. Uh-oh. Okay, one moment. Mm-hmm. Just, I don't want to spoil Madden NFL 25 for you, chat, so I just
plug their ears. Yeah, no, thank you.
All right, it's not. They were just joking.
You want to go again?
Okay, let me think. I'm going
I'll
back
concoct
to.
while you're concocting.
I'm going back to my. Well, we can't both concoct at the same time.
There's only so
Well,
much
we
room for
can't look each other in
concoction.
the eyes while we concoct
So
at the same
long as we're
time.
facing opposite directions.
Let's go with a game that goes by the name of.
I've got a good one, so I'm ready. I was concocting while you were telling me not to concoct it, so I'm sorry.
You ever hear of a little game called Dark Cloud 2?
Yo, right up my alley, brother.
Or I've walked into your trap.
Here we go. I'm coming back now. Not just Dark Cloud. My man's talking Dark Cloud.
Okay,
2.
we can't do it because instead of looking it up on Wikipedia, I looked it up on Metacritic.
Fuck, I did the exact same thing. God damn it. All right, never mind. Not Dark Cloud 2.
Not Dark Cloud.
We can do Dark Cloud because I didn't see Dark Cloud. Did you see Dark Cloud?
I saw
God
Dark
damn it.
Cloud.
Oh, man. That was such a good one.
Okay.
I'm glad Dark Cloud 2 is so high, though. Was that like an 87?
87,
yeah. Man, that's sick. That's a good game.
All right. Y'all ready for this? Panzer Dragoon Orta.
Yo, here we go. Okay, that's even better.
I own this.
Fucking wonderful game name, in my opinion.
I will regale you with my Panzer Dragoon Orta story.
Please, yes.
This I did have my Xbox by this point. It was the summer. I don't know when it came out, but the summer as I finished 9th grade, I said I'm not going to get a job this summer. I'll just get a video game instead, something to keep me busy. I bought Panzer Dragoon Orta because I knew the reviews were amazing. People said this is a must-play game. Took it home. It's 2 hours and 7 minutes long.
Holy cow, really? I did not know that.
There's 5 levels, I think. I beat it and then beat it again. And then the next morning woke up and beat it like 3 more times.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played Panzer Dragoon Orta. Anyway, so after I finished the game like 5 times, I was like, this is not going to work for the next 2 months. So I went back to Electronics Boutique and bought World Series Baseball 2003.
Nice.
And I played that for the remainder of June, July, and August.
Having regaled me such, though, I do feel as though your interpretation of the game may have still been positive.
Yes, I think it was a great game. But I definitely think as a kid who was very concerned with like entertainment value, replayability, like there's not a lot there. But I bought this because of the reviews. Let's put it that way.
Right. Yeah. So that's given us at least a little bit of direction. I think I was first on the last one.
Okay. I see.
You're up.
No pressure. I believe that this has an 89 on Metacritic.
Dude. You know what? It's that one digit far enough away for me to want to stick with my initial guess, if that's where you're going to go, because I'm going to go with a 91.
91.
Yeah. All right.
I remember it being up there. Like, people are saying this is crazy, but I'm telling you, this was a very well-liked game when it came out.
Brother, this is wild. Panzer Dragoon Orta, released January 2003 on the Xbox. Sitting at universal acclaim with a score of 90. That's going to be a point for both of us, bud.
A point for both of us.
It's an even split.
Please tell me there are some user reviews that are like, this is 47 seconds long.
This is, in my opinion, the best original Xbox game. One could say the 2 Halo games are better, but I definitely cannot argue with that. Wait.
Listen, bro. Halo 2 clears Panzer Dragoon Orta. No disrespect to Sega, but
it's a fun and unique game, but can be difficult. Once I'm actually able to get past the 4th level, I'll get back to you. Now, you've beaten this game 5 times. Can you confirm that the 4th level is the most difficult?
I remember nothing about it at all.
10
One of those
fast
games
levels
that keeps sucking me back in to play on harder levels. That's from GamerWeb Xbox.
Wow, okay. Incredibly underrated. It's a shame that Panzer Dragoon Saga, the prequel, is so expensive to rare to buy. Is that true? Is that like a collector's item?
Yeah, Panzer Dragoon Saga, I think it's on the Saturn, is like one of those rare games.
Huh.
Like it's like the Michael Jordan rookie card.
That's cool. I think he typoed NL's score there, friend. Oh yeah, he's up to 78-2 now. Yeah, that's a little exaggerated.
I got a 60 from FHM. This will bring you back, man. The Gentleman's Lingerie magazines were reviewing Panzer Dragoon Orta, and honestly, they're kind of cooking. Beautiful and inspired, but too short. I think that's fair.
The Playboy
I wouldn't give it a 60,
man.
but holy, yeah. FHM was like when you're too mature for Maxim.
Right.
Instead of like top 100 hottest women in the world, they're like the 50 most glamorous beauties.
The 50 most educated, elegant ladies. All right. Well, how about Halo 5?
Okay, I have absolutely no idea.
Same here, so I think it'll be perfect.
People may not know that you are an ex-Halo champion.
I played the game competitively for, let's go with probably like 3 years.
Back in the era where you had a special backpack to carry your Xbox around, the controllers and the power brick.
I had the Astro A40s. We had the daisy chaining. We each had the exact same ViewSonic 24-inch monitor, the gunner glasses, the whole fucking 9 yards, dude. I was all in. I was MLG or bust. And then I went to a local tournament with the best team that I had up to that point. We got into the finals where the winners of that tournament would receive free travel and admission to the next MLG event. So it was legit. We got to the finals. We lost the first game, won the second game. I made the choice for our squad because the winner of the second game got to choose what map the third game was on. I decided we should play against them on the map they beat us on.
Blood Gulch.
Well, that would have been a better choice, but I wanted revenge. Like my ego got in my mind. I was like, we can beat them on that map, dude. Let's do it. They kicked our asses. We got the shit kicked out of us. I did terribly, and that was the moment where I was like, I shouldn't do this anymore. I don't have what it takes. Funny.
But imagine if you ran it back.
I know, dude. It would have been pretty wild. All right, so anyway, Halo 5. Halo 5 was certainly not a game that I played competitively. In fact, I played very, very little of Halo 5.
Yeah, I didn't play any of... Well, I'll give you my quick Halo experience.
Yeah.
Played through the first one many times. Even got the janky, like, pre-Xbox Live, Xbox Connect setup where you could play online through GameSpy.
Yeah.
Halo 2... played one level of the campaign and said, nah, it's not for me. Played the multiplayer for 2,000 hours, if I had to guess. The Halo 3, I committed fraud to play the Halo 3 demo.
Oh, no.
When I bought my Xbox, it came with a pack-in of a Splinter Cell game that I then took to Walmart and said, my friend gave me this for my birthday, but I already have it. Can I get store credit? And they were like, we don't wrap games like that here. And I was like sweating through my shirt. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. He told me he bought it here. And then he like called his manager and his manager was like, yeah, it's fine. Took that store credit, got Crackdown exclusively to get the Halo 3 demo that was on the Crackdown disc.
Yes, sir.
Played the demo for like 2 rounds, and like one dude dropped one of those dome shields, and I said, fuck this, man. Halo's washed.
Hilariously, that was the opinion of, I think, the majority of Halo fans back in the day. It's like, fuck this bubble shield shit.
At least Crackdown was good, because I was, and then like nowadays, Halo 3 is considered like, I don't know,
it's
like the last
golden
masterpiece.
Child. Yeah. Honestly, Halo 3 was probably the game that I had the most fun playing competitively. Like Halo 2 competitive was good too, but Halo 3 competitive was a great time.
I'm willing to admit that I was just wrong, honestly. I think it would literally what happened is just one dude dropped a bubble shield and I was about to kill him, and I was like, they're out of ideas. So, you got to go first on this one, which is good because I have no idea how Halo went after Halo 3.
I also won a local Halo tournament and won a copy of Alone in the Dark on the Xbox 360, which I immediately also turned into Walmart for store credit.
Yo! Walmart customer service deck. They didn't know that they were financing the next generation.
Yeah, man. And I also, of course, purchased Crackdown exclusively for the Halo 3 beta. But look, Crackdown was actually pretty fun. It was a good
game. Yeah.
Halo 5 though, good lord, yeah. So yeah, this is certainly where my interest in the series died.
So is there like an evil Master Chief? Like, is that what's going on the cover here?
I don't give a damn. It doesn't matter.
Or is that someone from the Flood that like they took mind control over like another Spartan, or
Apparently
what's going on?
Spartan Locke. It's just
Spartan
another
Locke.
Spartan. Yeah. I don't know though. The multiplayer for this was like transformatively different too. Like it felt completely different from any previous Halo multiplayer game, and it was like so much more fast paced. There was so much more going on, and just a lot of different things you had to keep in mind. And I don't know, like a lot of the appeal for me for Halo 3 is the simplicity of it. It's like control power weapons, control the map. That's pretty much the game. I think this might be still pretty high, just because it's Halo. You know, like I still want to put this at like a 78. I'll go with a 78 for Halo 5.
I literally have nothing to go on.
Yeah, this was hard. This is probably the hardest one we've done so far.
I feel like if you wanted to stump me before this, if you asked me what year Halo 5 came out, I literally could have. I can't tell you what answer I could have given you, but it would have been somewhere between like 2009 and that's a trick question. It hasn't come out yet. Like it went, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, 4 was 2012. For some reason, that has like burned into my brain that 4 was released in 2012. And
so like 1, 2, 3, Reach.
Yeah.
4, 5. What's ODST?
ODST was right after Halo 3. So it went 3 ODST 4, or sorry, it was 3 ODST Reach 4, I think.
3 ODST Reach 4.
And then 5 like 3 years later.
And there's no 6. Now we're on Infinite.
Right. Which was.
And the Master Chief Collection. The Master Chief Collection is 1 to 3.
Well, Collection also released 2015, didn't it? I think they released Halo 5 and the Master Chief Collection the same year.
This is crazy, man. I have no idea.
That's hard.
I'm going to say it's a 71. Works cited image of a crackpipe.jpg.
Deal. Halo 5 Guardians. Released on the Xbox One. October 2015.
Halo 5 Guardians.
And a Metascore generally favorable of 84.
People liked it.
I did it. I'm very pleased that I've gotten back into the game on the Halo question. That at least I can
you had to
solace
win
in that. Yeah. All right. That'll do. Suppose you're up then if we're just bouncing back and forth off the top of the dome here.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading the reviews for Halo 5.
No, that's fair. Jimquisition, its campaign is rubbish, but the multiplayer is solid thanks to the foundation it's built upon. It's just because Halo multiplayer is good. You're saying Halo multiplayer has always been good. They just added more shit.
So Halo 1, 2, 3 Forge was made by Bungie.
Yes. I think you mean Reach, not Forge.
Sorry, yes, Reach.
Yeah, Reach, I am
made by Bungie.
Sure was the last Bungie Halo. Yeah.
And then people from Bungie were like, we're going to make 343 Studios.
Well, Bungie got bought by
Microsoft
Activision. Remember,
by Activision.
Right? Yeah, Bungie got bought by Activision, and then like
but Microsoft owns the Halo property.
Yeah.
So they were like, we need somebody to make Halo games.
And they were like, well, let's get the people that made the Halo games. And then that turned into 343, but then 343 kind of had its own like upheaval of the upper management. And they honestly, like I feel like they've been lacking direction basically since Infinite came out and is just not the same at all as it used to be.
And Bungie went on to make Destiny.
Right.
I feel like a toddler explaining like an iPad game right now. I guess very good.
Yep.
And now they're making Marathon. Right. Okay.
Wait, they are?
Yeah, that was announced last year.
They're remaking Marathon.
It was announced at some point between 2018 and last year.
Dude, Marathon came out in 94. Holy hell. That's weird.
And it's a Tarkov style extraction game, I believe.
Interesting.
Okay, let me think of something. Halo 5 was a good one. That's mighty tricky.
I think we should go back to the lower end of the spectrum.
Okay, bad games.
There's a lot more variance there, in my opinion.
Okay. How about, in that case, you want to go bad games?
Yeah.
How about Rise, Son of Rome?
Ooh, that's a good one. I like
An
that a lot.
Xbox One launch title.
Yeah. I still remember the box art for that one too.
Me too, because it's in front of my eyes right now.
Right. Just an angry gladiator. I thought he was screaming for some reason, but no, he's just determined.
Excuse me, Baer. He's not a gladiator. This is a Roman legionnaire.
He's a legionnaire. You're right. I look like a fool. All right, Rise, Son of Rome. So this was this? No, this was not a launch title. This was.
It was.
It was. Oh shit.
Yeah, can I tell you that I bought this because of the fact that it was a launch title, and then never played it.
Wow.
The game I played the most on the Xbox One at launch was
I wish we could check those stats. That'd be fun to look back on.
I want to say it was like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit or something.
I believe that, yeah.
Hot Pursuit, the third Hot Pursuit they made, but not Hot Pursuit 2.
This was originally designed to be a first-person Kinect-only title for the 360.
Wow, what might have been.
Wow. Apparently still served a role in the gameplay.
Welcome back.
I have no recollection of that. Friday. I think it was the 36 months.
I love the way you have to pitch video games. The game's combat emphasizes on flow.
Wait, where are you even seeing
This is like the second paragraph of
emphasizes
of
on
synopsis.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The 5 pillars of the game are Rome, swords, shields, flow, and action.
Yeah, every game needs 5 pillars. Don't forget the crafting.
I have no idea.
I think I'm first on this, or are you first?
Oh, sorry.
I can't remember.
I am first because I went second last time and whiffed like crazy.
Okay.
I think that this was not liked at release to the extent that I'm going to give it a 58.
Oh, boy. Wow. Okay. That is much lower than I expected. I'm going to take the safety play of like a 69 just to give myself a nice upper cushion there. 58 for Rise, Son of Rome. Okay. Let's check in on this bad boy. Because I'm still feeling like the 50s, man. It's got to be
pretty bad.
Pretty damn bad, yeah. Apparently this is pretty damn bad. Rise, Son of Rome. Released November 2013 on the Xbox One with a mixed or average Metascore of 60.
Ooh.
You nearly nailed it, man. Although it does appear as though, yes, on further review, it looks like my 9 was actually a 0. So good for Baer. Nailing that score. No, that'll be another point for Ryan.
Rise is a bit of a Marmite game. See, now we were getting into some serious... Like, these were serious journalists doing the reviews.
Yeah.
It wasn't like graphics, 10, gameplay, 6, sound, 7.1.
Beautiful but stale. It's a really
Superior,
good
10
looking
out of
game.
10 superior graphics.
To triumph. The amount of brutal combat the adventure managed to entertain. I mean, it definitely feels like the poster child of mediocrity for the era. Especially given the fact that you got it for free and never bothered playing it.
This probably killed my the entire Xbox One experience for me.
Really?
So my Xbox One life was like this. I bought Rise and like Dead Rising 3, I think maybe was a launch title, and played them. Well, I played Dead Rising 3 for like an hour, and I was like, okay, let's see what this new console can do in like 3 months. Then I bought The Witcher 3 on the Xbox One, and played like 20 hours and just washed out, beat it on PC later.
Mm-hmm.
Then for the next 6 years, Kate and I watched Game of Thrones on Blu-ray on the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it would only take the DVD or the Blu-ray like 1 in 3 times.
I feel like I
would
remember you having like complaints about this back in the day too.
It was like
why
we
do
can't
even
read
have
this
console?
Blu-ray. Like you have to hard reset the console, like hold the power button down for 10 seconds, and then like it'll, I don't know, flush the cache or something. And then that was like 90% of my Xbox One experience was watching Game of Thrones.
That's probably not uncommon. That console was struggling for a bit there. I actually do feel like I can't even tell you what the name of the current Xbox console is. Like they lost, right? Like post 360, they just lost.
It's a shame. They're losing on vibes.
Yeah,
because like I have an Xbox One Series.
You have to think about it.
Yes.
That's so...
Well, I can barely tell you what it is. And I think, like, admittedly, I mostly used it for, like, Game Pass and Rocket League when my kid was young enough to just sit in the lounger while, like, I could play games.
Yeah.
But I remember being like, this console is actually, like, pretty good. It's snappy. It's fast. It's integrated with Game Pass easily. It has Slay the Spire. But just, like... I just am like uninspired by the brand completely.
Well, also just like this is kind of getting off on a tangent at this point, but like consoles in general are just serving less of a purpose these days. Like there's so much that you used to depend on a console for that now you can basically get out of your phone, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You know, like there's very little reason for them anymore.
It's great if your PC sucks though, but you still want to stream new games.
Yeah, that's true. How about the new Gollum game?
Okay.
Speaking of not so great ones, this was
Gollum.
What was it called again?
Software.
Gollum software. That's gotta be.
No, Gollum is a wiki
software.
software.
What the hell? That's interesting.
Using Git as the back-end storage mechanism. Okay.
I did not know that. Gollum.
Gollum.
Was it the Lord of the Rings Gollum? Yeah, I think that.
The Lord
of
the Rings Gollum 2023 video game.
That was it. Yep. This came out.
It's funny that these
ago.
games are like there's such crapshoots, right?
Right.
Like some movie tie-in games you would never expect to be good are great. Like the Chronicles of Riddick game.
Battle for Middle Earth, the 2015 Lord of the Rings releases, I want to say, which this is from literally the same franchise, and those were beloved.
And even like the Lord of the Rings games for like the PS2, Xbox generation.
Yeah. Or
good.
like they had like actually like impressive multiplayer, like co-op. That was
my only thing is they started at the Two Towers, but they narratively started the game around the Battle of Helm's Deep. I always thought they should make a Fellowship of the Ring game where you just go around like eating cheese and riding horses and like, you know, talking to Tom Bombadil. I get that they wanted to get the action going because that's kind of what the games were built around, but they could have set it up with a Fellowship of the Ring game where you're just hanging out in the Shire for a bit. Yeah.
I would be pretty surprised if this did not set a new low bar for us here. Like we've gotten Balan, we've gotten Duke Nukem Forever, but this was like
everybody hated this.
Trashed. Yeah, there was not a positive voice to be found about this game.
Can I, without really trying to insult our colleagues, but can I say something about streamers that always makes me laugh?
No, I like streamers. I'm
all right. Well,
so
I'll keep it to myself then.
Them. No, you can say.
No.
I guess.
I think that like there's some streamers out there, and it's not like a big deal, but they're like, you know, I wish there was like less toxicity in the industry, like the gaming industry. Like these games are made by real people that, you know, like we should take them seriously and we should treat them with decorum. But then as soon as Gollum came out, they're like, this game's so fucked. I have to play it immediately. 24-hour marathon Gollum stream. I have to see just how bad this is. Which is fine because it's funny, but there is a part of me every time where I'm like, I don't think you can have it both ways.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, like,
just embrace the toxicity. Like, don't have to be rude to people, but just be like, you know, don't pretend to be like the nice guy of the industry, and then when something garbage comes out, be like, let's mock this for fun.
But in situations like this, the people that made this game have to know it's bad. Right?
Oh, I have to imagine.
And like they probably are able to take it a little tongue in cheek as far as that's concerned. But also, I like to believe that discourse is never intended to be malicious. You know, like there's never a message behind that is meant to be the people that made this should feel bad about themselves for producing this product. You know, like it's almost always just trying to chase the dragon of the hype generated around the release. You know, like they're hardly even participating in the discourse. They're trying to benefit from it. And
I agree. Like I mean, I feel like you should be able to criticize like a piece of media without having to put the caveat that's like, I hope everyone involved with this loses their jobs.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I feel like that's just assumed when in reality it's almost never the case. I think I'm going to go with like a 30 or like a 35. Let's go with a 35 here for Gollum.
I am going to cut even lower. I'm going to cut to a 20.
Damn.
An even 20.
Okay. Got me at a 35. Northernlion at a 20 for Lord of the Rings Gollum. You going to make me put the colon in there? No. Okay. Released on May 25th, 2023. This is the PS5 page. I'm guessing it probably doesn't matter.
That's fine. I'll allow it.
All right. Generally unfavorable. Oh, I finally got one, dude. Let's go with a 33.
33? What? This game's not that bad.
1.2 user score on 370 ratings.
Bad.
God dang.
I feel like you could probably make like a good game out of anything. Two things. The RTX on overlay on the trailer is killing me right here. But secondly, I really feel like there's like an issue with this game from conception. No one's ever read Lord of the Rings or watched the movies and been like, I want to play as Gollum, like a little freak who's in the shadows and like eating raw fish straight out of the stream and stuff like that.
I've heard that too, but like, I don't know. I think there could be something there. I think that like the idea for this game is not entirely flawed. I think that like the story of Gollum is not good. Like that's an uphill battle because it's just fucking sad and horrible. It's like everything that happens to this creature is the most depressing stuff you can imagine. But like his perspective is unique, at least. Like I don't want to go to bat for it too hard because I recognize that like, you know, there's really not a lot to go off here. But like that at least is, I think, something that could justify the pitch meeting, you know, of like no one's seeing it through his eyes, but at the same time, yeah, there's not a lot else going for it.
I feel like I want to be 3 characters from the Lord of the Rings. 4.
Oh, let me guess. Well, is it? I guess Frodo. Fine.
No, I'm.
You don't
Frodo's
want to be Frodo.
Not one of them.
Okay, good. Yeah, I thought it wouldn't be Frodo. You're gonna be the Boromir.
Yes, in the first movie.
Right, and then Gandalf, and then
of course
you want to be Sauron.
I would not put Sauron in there, but I could understand.
Okay, Gimli,
of course,
and then Samwise.
No Samwise either.
No hobbits to speak of. You're anti-hobbit.
I would say Gimli, Legolas.
Oh, sure, yeah. Okay.
Aragorn or Boromir.
Mm-hmm.
And Gandalf.
Yeah, that checks out. I think
you know what? we have to now do this game.
Is it
but
Middle
I
Earth?
need chat to remind me what it is.
Okay.
In 2012, there is a Lord of the Rings MOBA for consoles that came out.
Ooh.
And it was called Lord of the Rings Conquest? Okay. That sounds like an uninspiring title.
Yeah.
Lord of the
That fits.
Rings
Yeah, that's
Conquest. 2009 video game. No. This ain't the
this
one.
ain't it?
This ain't the one.
Oh yeah, this is single player.
Guardians of Middle Earth.
Oh.
Lord of the Rings Guardians.
Not pulling up anything. You getting it? Did I lose you? Oh, he's muted. You're muted, by the way.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I muted myself.
Oh, I found it.
I'm going to blow your mind, maybe, or I will lightly surprise you. I played Guardians of Middle Earth, the Lord of the Rings MOBA, when it came out, and it was kind of fucking good.
Is this the only MOBA you've ever played?
No, I played like 900 hours plus of Dota 2.
Oh, okay.
And Pokemon Unite. And Magical Wizard Wars.
Unite,
and
dude, Unite was pretty fun for a little bit there.
I played it decent. I played Heroes of the Storm probably like 50, 60 hours.
I had MOBA and MMO confused in my head for some reason there too.
MMOs, you're right, I have not really touched.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense.
But
so
this
was
I like
Lord of the
MOBAs.
Rings MOBA, dude. That's wild.
The problem is that MOBAs turn you into Gollum.
Yes,
they turn you into a little demon.
No, I do, without a fragment of a doubt in my mind, have complete confidence that MOBA gamers are the worst. Like all competitive gamers are bad, but MOBA gamers are a special breed of terrible.
I think it's just like it turns you.
It does. Yeah, no, like I could feel the brain poison the more that I would play League, dude. Like it was bad.
Because it's so easy to just blame everything on your teammates.
Yeah. Because
like at least in a fighting game, you either blame like the game or your opponent.
Yeah.
You know, you might be toxic towards your opponent, but like in League, the you lash out and hurt the people you love.
Yeah, no one's talking shit to the enemy team. It's all your teammates.
Yeah, everyone is like a Benedict Arnold. They like in team chat, they're like, "You suck, you fucking horrible. Let's feed." And then in all chat, they're like, "Can you believe these other guys on my team, guys? Guys, do you want to stack up after this? I think I could really use some guys like you." Like it's such horrible energy.
Oh man. So this was a Lord of the Rings MOBA.
That's literally like all there is to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't really garner anything else out of that.
Did you know they made a Dead Island MOBA as well?
Yeah, I remember that. That was not successful from what I recall.
I believe that's true.
that seems like a safe bet.
Why? Well, the MOBAs were insanely popular, and Dead Island existed, so I guess it was like you gotta.
Were the battle royale of like 2013 to 2015, dude. Everybody wanted to make a MOBA.
They were making a MOBA out of everything. Yeah,
I'm gonna give this a 70. I'm gonna sit with a pat hand here, or average.
Well, I think that you are on the right track for sure.
Yeah,
I seem to recall that nobody liked Guardians of Middle Earth as much as I did. It was just spinning a yarn here. I'm very nostalgic for this era of gaming.
Yeah.
When for like a while, indie games and like mid-tier games, once a week on Wednesday, they would all come out on Xbox Live Arcade. And you would be able to see like what's coming up next week and be like, oh, maybe that'll be good. And then like sometimes it actually kind of was. And it was like $15 or $20 and it was a good era.
It wasn't arcade, but it was like the Xbox Live Indie something or other that they had for a little bit. You know what
Xbox Live Indie games? Yeah.
I think it might have just been
so the
called
arcade
that,
was like like triple I indie stuff mostly, and then
Right.
Xbox Live indie games like anybody.
That's
could
where you
basically
found the
publish
shit
on
like
it.
I made a game with zombies in it and all those.
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
$1
exactly.
releases. Yeah, that was a nice era too.
Played a lot of straight garbage on that for sure.
True, yeah, no,
There was
no
some good
doubt.
stuff though.
It was
like
cool
the
that
team
it
that
existed
made
back then.
the team that made I made a game with zombies in it also made Salt and Sanctuary.
Really? That's a fun
the 2D Dark
tidbit.
Souls game.
I did not know that. That's cool.
Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
where you
70 is
landed
really
here.
good.
Yeah.
I'll put you at 62.
Sure. All right. Guardians of Middle Earth. Sticking with our loader theme.
Guardians of Middle Earth.
Released on the Xbox 360, December 2012. Mixed or average Metascore of 71. That's a streak for Baer. Oh my God.
I should have had more confidence in myself.
Oh my God, I'm back. Score currently sits at Baer 5, NL 9. I'm in it. I'm still there.
Dude, the audience loved it.
Yeah, man, 8.4. Damn.
Anybody reviewing it in the current era?
Can you sort these by most recent? Yeah, recently.
I don't think so.
Most recent
dude, this
review,
is crazy.
What's up?
You can? Okay.
Yeah. It's February 2014. Yeah, it was a while back.
It was too beautiful to live.
Says he had a lot of
it was
issues.
like, it probably had some problems with the lore too. Like you'd have like Gandalf going mid versus Frodo and stuff like that. It was just a little tonally dissonant for sure, but.
All right, let's see. I want to go out into left field here. I'm just trying to think of what are the possible. Oh, you know what? Okay, I think the gut check here is going to be perfect. Let's go with Two Worlds.
Okay, Two Worlds this is a game
from 2007.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like I could not tell you when this game came out.
Yeah.
This could be 2017 or 2007.
Mm-hmm. I think it might be both. I feel like they remade this at some point.
Two Worlds is a 2007 high fantasy action role-playing game developed by Reality Pump, published by Topware in Europe and South Peak in North America.
Bro, Reality Pump. What the hell?
It's a Reality Pump, John. I don't even know what is South Peak Games.
I don't know, bro. They're making a Two Worlds 3.
They're not on the South Peak Games is not on the stock market. They're on the gray market. Oh, they're defunct as of 2013.
Yeah.
Holy cow! They were acquired by Gamecock Media Group, including their upcoming titles Mushroom Men. Oh, they made Velvet Assassin. That's from way back in the day.
Whoa, yeah, I remember that.
Velvet Assassin.
There's another box art that stands out in your mind.
Two Worlds. It came out for the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw this out here as a 68.
Sure.
I know the game to that extent. I know it was somewhat hyped and did not live up to the hype, and I feel like it has a very muted legacy. So I'm going to say 68.
I think you are dead on with this. I think you did to me this time what I did to you in the last game.
Bro, look at the cover.
Yeah.
Like what is this?
I would argue for that to be AI generated if it were to be presented to me today. It almost looks like his leg is not where it's supposed to be.
I mean, like it's called Two Worlds. You couldn't come up with anything better than like a dude on a horse with a sword?
He's got the horse armor, at least. They got the deluxe pack.
What's the second world, man?
Two worlds diverged on the box art, and I decided not to represent either one.
I definitely did not.
I'm gonna go with a 60. No, I'm gonna fight my instinct there. I'm gonna go with a 73. I'm going to say it's
68 versus 73.
Snuck up there somehow. All right, the original Two Worlds on the Xbox 360. Wow. Released August 2007. Mixed Metascore of 50.
50?
Boy, that was the direction I was going to go, man. I shouldn't have second-guessed myself. I would have been right back in this. I was going down on like the low 60s here, but no, I just had to fight my instinct. Yeah, that's going to be
boring,
for you again.
shallow, bland, low quality, unintentionally hilarious, unoriginal.
Yikes.
I hate this game. It's an embarrassment, a misfire in every respect.
Whew. There's a critic review.
That's crazy.
Game
It's the
that thought it
best
could compete
game
with the
I've
big
ever
boys.
played.
Okay.
It's really the best game I've ever played. It's really the best game I've ever played. It's really the best game I've ever played.
It's one of those games that you can put down, wait a while, come back to it, and rekindle the enjoyment you had the first time around. This is lower than Balan Wonderworld. That's true. That's... wow. That's very surprising.
Did you have this? Did you play this?
No, I never played it. I am aware of it simply due to the speed run. Yeah, exactly, Quagan. You can apparently beat this game in under 2 minutes by like getting the villagers to change their aggro on the main boss villain in like the very first town, and then they all gang up on him and like beat the crap out of him, and then you just win the game. It just plays the ending cutscene.
All right, that is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, that should be a 5-point review boost by itself.
You know what? Reviewers, they didn't have the smoke back then.
Yeah.
They probably played through the whole thing like 35 hours like a bunch of chumps.
Losers.
Let's
all
go
right, you're up.
with that. How about a little game? They're all little games, apparently.
Just tiny little baby games.
And it's by the name of Super Mario Strikers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very interesting.
Not Super Mario Strikers Charged.
Now, we're talking about the original GameCube 2005 Super Mario
Correct.
Strikers. Yes. Okay. Okay. I like this.
I'm
guessing you played this.
No.
No. Okay.
I didn't own a GameCube because I thought it was for babies. And I was 14 years old. I was no baby. I was nearly a fully grown man.
Grown-ass boy.
So instead, my ass skipped the GameCube. No Beautiful Joe. No Eternal Darkness, Sanity's
Heck of a
Requiem.
library, man. Yeah, you passed out a lot of good stuff.
No Pikmin 1. And no Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. My ass rejoined Nintendo for the serious grown-up console, the Nintendo Wii.
Of course. For educated adults.
Tiger Woods. Played a lot of Tiger Woods. Super Monkey Ball.
I think this game was good. I also have very little experience with it, nor did I ever know anyone who owned it or see it be played. But I seem to remember good impressions. I don't know what your experience with it is. I've about exhausted my well of knowledge on Super Mario Strikers already.
I played Mario Tennis on the N64. That's not really relevant, I suppose.
I ask him if he likes sandwiches. He tells me he likes pasta. Yeah, and that's...
Well, like... I played Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color.
Okay.
And that game is goated.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you know, it's like an RPG.
I've heard.
It's really good. Probably because on Roundtable, whenever people would talk about Golf Story, I was like, they should really play Mario Golf for the Game Boy Color.
This is the last Mario game to be released on the GameCube. That's interesting.
Well, in Japan and North America.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, in Europe,
Spain.
they had Mario La Petite Enfant avec la...
Which is weird that they put that out
Beaujolais.
exclusively in Spain, but, you know,
Great
whatever
fromage,
their marketing told them, I guess.
The final Mario game on the GameCube in Europe, of course, is Mario is unionizing.
Nice.
Mario is currently out of the office. They will return on September the 2nd.
Mario is exiting the European Union.
Mario is French. Anyway, I have no idea.
Same. Which makes it fun.
I feel like in the GameCube era, reviewers were throwing heat at Nintendo.
Really?
They had I believe that there was a small anti-Nintendo bias back then, because this was in the era of edginess, and the Xbox had the perception as like the grown-up console, and then the PlayStation 2 had the consensus as like the blockbuster console, and the GameCube was like, Nintendo, what are you doing making this all ages, family friendly stuff? So I think that they got hit a little bit as a result of that, and I'm going to say that this got a 77 consensus.
And then those dumbasses over at Nintendo decided to double down on their family-friendly variety, and what do you know? All of a sudden, they make the world's best-selling video game console.
That is crazy, though. That the Switch is the best-selling video game console.
No, I was talking about the Wii.
Oh, well, they did it twice.
That's true, isn't it? Yeah, I guess so.
Has the Switch? Am I stupid? Has the Switch?
I feel like it goes Wii and then PS2.
Really?
Let me look. Best-selling consoles. List of best-selling game consoles. Currently, oh, it's actually PS2 is number one.
PS2 is number one.
Yeah. Wow. Then, oh my God, DS.
Ah, that doesn't count. It's for babies.
It is Switch after that though. It goes PS2, DS, and then Switch. The Wii is below the PS4. What?
It doesn't count as a console unless you can pick it up with one hand.
I guess.
If you could pick it up with one hand. Sorry. So the DS is out.
That's still wild to me that PlayStation has 3 consoles that sold more than the Wii. I thought the Wii was like far and away. I thought that was like the Tetris of units moved. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, it's only sold 100 million compared to the PS2's 155.
Where's the Switch compared to the
Switch is at 144. Or sorry,
144?
132. 132 million units sold for the Switch.
That's crazy, bro.
That's nutty. GameCube, meanwhile, 21.74 million units.
Embarrassing.
Yeah. I'm going to go with, oh, sorry, you guessed on this one already.
I said 77.
You
yeah.
said 77. Okay. Oh boy, that puts me in an awkward spot again. I think I'm gonna go with like a. You know what? Let's take a chance on this one too. I'm gonna go with an 83.
83. Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a stab at critics loving this one for some reason. Super Mario Strikers on the GameCube. You son of a bitch.
76.
There was nothing to be done. Super Mario Strikers, a 76 Metascore. Yep.
Dude.
Right there.
I'm loving this old school trailer from GameSpot too. I guess it's not a trailer, it's probably a review.
You've gotten I think you've gotten 4 now, 1 point away. And I feel like you got 1 dead on too.
I guarantee that, I don't know if you have this video playing in the background, but I guarantee it's like Nintendo has returned with another crack. Following the success of Mario Tennis on the N64, they take their crack at the pitch in the game of football with Super Mario Strikers.
Yeah, no, you're straight up narrating it for me now. Yeah, absolutely.
One moment, please.
Man, I was getting back into this too, dude. I was beginning to believe.
Just give it a second.
Sure.
Nope, there's no narration at all.
Wow. It's just a 1-minute clip from GameSpot.
Yep.
Huh, all right.
This is so funny, too. You know that GameSpot is a different era, okay?
Yeah.
They probably had like 3 people on staff, and their job was to like get files from game developers and publishers, open it, put their watermark in like the bottom corner, even though they didn't make it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then upload it to their website with the watermark on it.
Yep.
Like as if they made the screenshot. Like what? Why were we doing this?
It was definitely a different era.
You worried? What do you mean you're worried about someone stealing like your screenshot, bro? You didn't make Mario Strikers. Like
There
what
were,
are
like,
you doing?
Multiple large channels dedicated to almost entirely that style of content, which was wild to me.
Dude, my kid, so she has an iPad. Her favorite thing to watch right now is Mario Party gameplay, but it's just the computer playing against itself. And then the dude running the channel has like modded in these jank ass like Kermit the Frog avatars and like Cookie Monster and stuff like that, and
It's like
Mickey
the
Mouse.
Mugen of Mario Party.
It is. It's like kind of like salty bets for her.
Yeah.
Like they're so busted. Like Kermit the Frog's arms are like 8 times longer than his body.
Oh,
it's
dude,
like
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't watched plenty of Salty Bet. I can kind of get down with that. Like that's probably
it makes
entertaining as
sense.
shit.
And I'm like, in terms of content, like that a 3-year-old could be watching.
Yeah.
Like it's basically just sports. Like,
Right, exactly.
It's not like it's rotting their brain. But what pisses me off is that you can see like the channel stats. Some of these channels have like 8 million subscribers, and I'm like, you motherfuckers,
Dude.
You know?
The fucking Skibbity Toilet guy has got like 1 billion views a month or something like that. Like it's insane.
That ain't nothing. He deserves. He's an artist.
Yeah, no, I don't like those videos are unironically pretty good. Like, it's
Okay,
an
I don't know
entertaining
if I
art.
go that far.
No. Listen, there is some production value to the most recent episodes of Skibbity Toilet. I stand firmly, proudly on that hill.
Oh man,
That's straight up.
did I tell you that on Halloween some kids came to our house dressed as cameraman from Skibbity Toilet?
That's great. I love that.
And I went, "Oh, you're cameraman," and they were like, "What?"
Oh,
Do you
because
know what that is?
Aware. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
You just got bumped up a few cool points for sure.
They were like, "You know what that is?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, it's Skibbity Toilet." And they were like,
I love that.
And then my wife was like, "What's Skibbity Toilet?" And I was like, "Don't look it up."
Oh, brother.
Don't look it up.
I got one last little wild card here for you for what I think will be our final game of the day.
Okay.
Let's go with Mike Bithel's Volume.
Okay. Volume.
Mm-hmm. A stealth and
Volume.
indie game by Mike Bithell Games, released in August 2015. You played this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Volume. Let me think about this. Volume.
Kind of. I don't mean this to be derogatory, but it is kind of a forgettable game. Like it was.
It had Andy Serkis in it. I remember that.
It was like. I don't think I would have played this were it not for the fact that Mike Bithell made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I played. So Bithell Games, they made the John Wick Hex game.
Oh yeah,
that was like a cool sort of like turn-based Hotline Miami.
Right.
Ever since then, they've been focused on, I think at least, like these futuristic like visual novels, almost like narrative games.
Mm-hmm.
I played one of them all the way through. I can't remember its name. Maybe I can. Was it Subspace?
Oh yeah, you're starting to hold on.
Subsurface Circular. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
he's
had an interesting.
I think they found their niche right now.
Definitely.
It seems like they enjoy doing what they're doing, and they found an audience. Because I know they made that Tron game last year too. Because I saw that they took pictures from Disney World before they opened the new Tron ride.
Yeah.
And they got to ride it, and I was like, oh, just because they're working on Tron, they get to ride the ride early? That hardly seems fair.
Coming in the mail.
Then when I was at Disney World, I was like, I don't want to ride that. It looks scary, man. I feel like this was reasonably pretty well received. I'm going to say that this was like a 72.
Okay. 72. Yeah, you're putting me in a tough spot again. I think you're pretty close. I'm going to go with one of our closest guesses together as a result. I'm going to go with a 75.
75 versus 72.
Yep. All right. Mike Bithel's Volume on PC, released August 2015. A generally favorable score based on 36 critic reviews of 80. And of course, this being the final question, it's a plus 10 bonus, which means Baer pulls out in the lead at the end of the day. Oh boy, let's go Baer. Yay.
He did it.
I won. Oh, and I resized my text again to fill my screen accidentally.
He's resized his text to fill the screen. That means I get an extra 4 points and I win.
Damn it, you're right. Those are the rules we agreed upon prior to starting. All right. Well done. Yeah, you beat me 11-6.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well played. This was fun.
And thanks for setting it up. I feel like I know games a lot less than I know movies. Like movies, I felt like I had it cold.
Yeah. This was
Games. I'm like it's a crapshoot.
The thing is like the score was closer here, but not only that, like our guesses were much closer. Like I was missing by like 1 or 2 points on several of these, so that felt like I was at least in the contest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I learned something about Halo 5.
There you go. I learned about the Lord of the Rings MOBA.
Dude, they should honestly. Does anybody have the source code for that can run like a server for that on their own? I would love to go live with Guardians of Middle Earth tomorrow. Dude. I honestly, my Gandalf mid was kind of insanely goated.
Oh shit!
I was CSing up a damn storm mid with Gandalf because he's ranged, and you know he's kind of a glass cannon.
It seems like a mid.
He goes mid. That's what he does. He's a wizard.
Apparently, the game was mid too. Unfortunately,
actually, it had an 80 on Metacritic,
right.
which is universal acclaim.
A Metacritic must play.
Oh man!
All right, that was a good time, man. We should do something like this again soon.
Absolutely, but books next.
Yeah, go for a Goodreads.
Oh man!
All right, later, man.
Later.
That was a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning into that, y'all. We'll have the VOD for this over on youtube.com/BaerTaffy as well. If you missed any part of Guess the Metacritic Score, you can catch it over there. Good stuff. Thanks for watching.